Hi, chat. Welcome, chat. Hello, Will. Welcome in, Cosmic. Hey there, JK. How you doing? They can see me. Is there a Minecraft cookbook? Quite possibly. I didn't look. I don't know. I'm certainly not following any recipes from one. That's right where I wanted that, right, chat? I'm hurting. And yeah, I debated whether I wanted to be here or not. I'm doing pretty good now that I got up and got going with everything, but today's been a struggle. Alright, so coffee. Not necessarily a bad sore, just really sore. Like, this whooped my butt. Like, royally whooped my butt. I'm worried. Like, I remember, usually when you work out heavily, do weightlifting and stuff like that, the second day it's worse. I don't know if today is the second day or if tomorrow is going to be the second day. Hi, Nan Reader. Redid like front half of the house and why the camera's in a different position. I swapped my chest freezer and one of my shelves, which required taking apart 2 shelves. They're wire rack shelves, just like this one over here that you often see on stream on occasion. If you can see it right now. This one over here. Except that one's... I don't know, what is that, a 7-footer? Because the other 2 I have are 8-footers. And so I was definitely doing heavy work above my head. It was not fun. Hi, Am Saucy. Is it Am Saucy or is it AM Sauce? As in the cooking title in the morning. I feel like here on Twitch it could go either way. It's how I start my stream every day. Sort of become the... As far as streaming, I'm usually rushing around being like, okay, what can I get done ready for stream so that everything looks good? And then I sort of need my body to realize that we're into streaming. It doesn't matter anymore. I can't do coffee after 4:30. Like, this is like the latest I'm gonna do coffee, because otherwise the caffeine... Me and caffeine don't do all that well anymore. We used to be good friends. Not so much anymore. Thank you for joining me, chat. Cheers. Do I ever use bread flour? Like, I've used bread flour with you watching it before. But speaking of that, we need to get some yeast going. It's a little too much water. I'm not having any upload issues. But Twitch is bugging out a lot lately. Touch of half and half. Not much. That was maybe 2 teaspoons. Oops. Wrong button. That was the button we wanted. Hi, yeasties. Oh yeah, I make most of my stuff from scratch here. Most. I do ingredient challenges on Wednesdays, which we're gonna figure out which one I'm gonna have to do on Wednesday here later on. And those I buy. But otherwise I try and make just about everything. Hopefully for good reasons. We'll throw a little salt in there. Give the yeast is obviously awake. We got some bubbles forming there. And other lovely stuff. But I'm going to give it a moment more to wake up. Here, we'll make it a little happy too. My Wednesday, yeah. I've been doing it for many years now. We have our current vote, which is a close one. Chat, you can influence this last second. But we have many years of past ingredients: Coke, thyme, maple syrup, Jägermeister, dill, cinnamon roll, Cinnabons, buttermilk, lemongrass, chipped beef. Like it, there's over 200 of them at this point. And if anyone wants to join in and make your own suggestions, you can join the Discord. You notice the title of the channel there, the one just below it. I'm not showing the channels on my screen, but The one just below that is where you can submit your own ideas. And the ones to get the most votes from other people in chat make it to the main vote. Hi, Justice Rice. And the idea of the ingredient challenge is less, let's pick out ingredients to disgust me. I mean, I've been there. I've done crickets. I've done the hot peppers. It's not what I'm after. We're after things that are interesting and odd and fun to try and put in both savory and sweet, because I'm using it for both dinner and dessert. So adding our little bit of half and half. Yeast and water in with our bread flour. We'll see, I might be a little bit light on the flour. Oh, I think we're good. Wait until I get my hand in there for sure, though. Come on, get off of there. Unsure if I'm getting more on the outside than out of the inside. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty simple loaf. I'm actually following a recipe I've done many times here on stream before, which I normally use to make dinner rolls. And so I'm just looking to make a single small loaf. We got about a 50% hydration bread flour dough there. And it's a little wet still. But I think that's partially today, because it's been humid out lately. And I might have slightly shortened it on flour. We'll switch over to AP flour for dusting. Yeah, we got mushroom stew and bread tonight. I've got baked fish and dried kelp on Friday. And Sunday doing golden carrot. I had my window open earlier, I like airing out my house, though, even though it's cold. If it's cold. But... what was the... well, my phone's in my pocket. I don't usually leave it in my pocket during the stream. Oh, hey! 61 today. I've talked about this before, though. Like, I don't think there's any chance I'm going to be staying here for 2-2. Like, real estate is ridiculous. Wants to tear. I don't want you to tear. I want you to stay together. Where else do I have my... no. I don't even know where to start to look. Like, it's... do I take hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, or snowstorms? Tornadoes, too. Oh, I guess flooding is a major thing now in places like Kentucky. Like... oh, forest fires too. That's a fun one. I get that one here. I'm not going to knead this to death. We're just going to go a little bit longer with this. Basically get it back to the point where it's sticky again, because it will get that way. Yeah, JK. It's just... hurricanes hitting California, yeah. That is true. I talked about my Culinary Institute roommates, shared bathroom. Has been in Antarctica for several years as a cook. I think it would be a fun experience, but I'm gonna skip that one. olive oil in a squirt bottle or a pump spray bottle. They'll just let you hang out like that. And Yellowstone Caldera's on the move. That's got to be a great thing. And scientists have decided that the shape of the core of the Earth has changed. The poles have been migrating. There may be an asteroid that hits us on, what was it, December 7th or something like that in 7 years. I can doom and gloom with the best of them, chat. That was bad. I don't want to bend the corners on this. That's how you start getting scratches and things. Cheese, butter, and bacon are major pluses to this world. Hee hee. Hee hee. Now someone's gonna clip it, and I'm gonna get sued by Pillsbury. Okay, where are we starting with mushroom soup? Probably with cutting veg. Nope, we're not using those. Clipping on Twitch is not that hard. If you're on Twitch, there's a couple of buttons down, if you hover over the stream, down around my hat right there. And one of those is the make a clip. But you have to click it like when it happens. When you want to clip something. Years. I normally don't buy these because they're sort of annoying to try and chop. That's what the VOD's for. It's there on the VOD too. By the way, chat, I do this pretty often. I'll spread my fingers like this between my knife. This is done with usually very high care by my part because it is very easy for your knife to stray in either direction there. This is not the best way to do that, but sometimes it's really the only way to get a job done in my mind. Do what I say, not what I do. Most of it is learning muscle memory and maintaining it, because anyone that's going, go slow. You only get one set of hands. Nah, let's go with portion cups. We're gonna need a couple of these tonight, so I'll grab a stack. Is this celery still worth using? Not really, but we're going to. When your celery is like rubber. That's normal for celery, right? It's old. Celery goes limp in the fridge. Let's be honest, most things don't stay stiff very long and cold. Do I have onion left over? Nope. Actually, I don't want to use red onion for this. I want to use white onion. Absolutely. Old school contacts that starve your eyes of oxygen. It's what used to work for me. Now I got LASIK and my eyes bother me. It actually really, like, if you get those old, like, I used to sleep with my contacts in, Trout. pretty regularly. And yeah. I didn't get into any real problem from it other than likely aggravating my astigmatism to be worse. But they do, like, they don't really, but they sort of, you get this sort of feeling or of effect like they're stuck to your eye. Which they like I said, they aren't, but you sort of get that feeling or effect of it. And it's because it's preventing your eye from getting any oxygen. And the newer ones, they let air through them. They're all fancy and stuff. So you can actually leave them in for like a month and stuff like that now. I don't know, it's probably been 15 years since I had contacts though, too. Other than that, sharp knives, so you're cutting instead of tearing, is a big one. Not using, like, you don't really have a whole lot of control over it because you have your available what's at the store, but onions that have not been cured and sitting for a long time, they're not old onions, tend to be better and easier. Or that's in reverse. The older ones are worse. The newer ones are typically a little bit lighter, a little bit easier. Otherwise, I've seen people jokingly use gas masks, and there's also the freezer, or if you put the onions on ice, it chills them down. I don't like that one, because the cold is not going to do great things for the onion. It makes everything wet and slippery, so it's more likely to be dangerous when you're cutting. But that's one that's said a lot, is putting them on ice. Yeah, I went back to glasses too before I got rid of glasses too. The last straw for me was I was sort of done with contacts, and I was working out of my mobile kitchen, which for those that are new, and I never use it or really show it on stream, but I have a 20-foot mobile trailer with a built-in commercial kitchen in it. And using that in the mornings at the farmers markets where I was primarily using it, I was running in and out of a hot kitchen into, even though it's not that cold here, cold enough that my glasses were steaming up 10, 15 times in the morning. It was driving me nuts. Yeah, my mom's in that same boat. I actually don't know exactly what her current situation is, but I know that she had switched a long time ago from going from glass to plastic and saving a lot of weight. But I assume everyone uses plastic these days. Um, ooh, that's a toughie head of broccoli. Yeah. I think I made it into junior high. Saucy. Yeah, that was the whole sort of premise of it, though. At the same time, I was trying to, when the business started and it evolved as it didn't quite work out, it started off as me trying to emulate what all of the big supermarkets at the time were doing, which all of them were massively, like Whole Foods was the big name at that point before Amazon destroyed it. And they were like pulling full-blown restaurants in their stores and all sorts of food. And I was like, why isn't anyone doing prepared foods based off of what the farmers have? Like, they have stuff that needs to just get used too. Yeah, I don't get that one now. But I'm thinking of recent Twitter/LSF worthy drama. Speaking of wearing glasses for effect only. Yeah, unfortunately, Saucy, as I was getting into it last stream. Well, sorry, we're into ads now. Well, we'll wait until the ads are over. But I talked about it last stream. I spent a lot of time, a lot of money to make a legit, safe, and proper food business, only to have to compete with shit. Thank you for that sub. Appreciate that. Hopefully you can see me saying that. You're not caught in an ad. We still got another 90 seconds on the ad. for our once hourly 3-minute ad. Sorry, chat. Twitch has got to pay the stockholders. Well, Amazon stockholders. Chicken last night was delicious. I had more of it for lunch today. There's still some in the fridge. So we got mushrooms. Mushrooms. Thank you for that sub, Saucy. Yeah, I have an alert in my ear when the ads go off, and so I paused myself there mostly. I got into it last stream pretty good, but yeah, I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money to have an outfitted, properly equipped, up to code, California code, not necessarily county code, set up only to set up next to people that don't even bring water to wash their hands. It's sitting there making real, authentic, hand-squeezed lemonade and selling it at basically the same price as the people next to me selling literally country time. Alright, so we have shiitakes. Oh, yeah, shiitakes, portobellos, maitakes. It was essentially a very rude awakening to the fact that, yeah, I mean, I knew this going into this, and I'm not trying to sound stupid here, but a business is meant to make money, and yeah. Oh yeah, Sazi. Another dream thing of mine that's never going to happen this was when I was living down in LA, and this is definitely, like, the LA farmers market was actually somewhat of a spurn of the idea of that. If anyone's been to the LA farmers market, the big original one, it's like, you know, it's not tents, it's like built, it's like a facility. But, I wanted to set up a cook's, like a dinner place like farmers markets, but in a more permanent like situation where, like, you have stalls with the very basics. You basically pay for a health inspector to be there every day, and people can rent the stalls and make what they want. But no. Like, the idea that you would get the real estate to do that in the first place. I'm gonna pull the gills out of my portobellos, just scraping them with a spoon, although it's best done over the trash just to get all of it out of there. The reason a lot of chefs are ew about this, or some people are ew about this rather, is mushrooms are often grown, even though it's in pasteurized, they're often grown in pasteurized manure. That, or they're grown in, a lot of it's not necessarily so much that it's in manure, but they use hay. Because hay has this, like, the diameter of hay is like a hollow tube. It's like perfect for them to take root, apparently. And where do you get the cheapest hay? The used hay. Yep, I'm in Sonoma County. I'm in wine territory, at least for now. No plans right now to move anywhere else, but... And I don't hate my house, just don't have any room. And now I realize Cosmic was responding to Saucy, but anyways. The paper cut or whatever I had going on last night seems to have disappeared today. It hasn't been bothering me at all with a knife. Yesterday it was bothering me with a knife running up against the side of my finger. We're just rough chopping all of these. This doesn't have to be... The finer the better because it's going to cook a little bit better. But we're blending this one. So... This is actually one of the things I made pretty often in my business. Not this exact recipe, I used a different recipe for it. But I was often cutting cases of mushrooms. Those are my Takis. I sort of think of them as like ugly oysters. One benefit of the new setup is my toaster oven's much easier to get to, even though it's still in the same position it was before. Hi, Lorenzo. I thought that was a more recent thing. I thought that was relatively recent. Recent they did that. But yeah, I did know that about the... I haven't gotten any of the Pringles that did that. But, it's sort of an interesting... Like, mushrooms... I'm surprised there aren't more mushroom-flavored chips. Like, it's an umami flavor that people would dig. Maybe it doesn't have craveability scores worthy of a chip. Alright, so I am coated those heavily with oil, olive oil. We'll give them a sprinkle of salt. And we're going to carefully broil these to get some color on them, to use them as a garnish. Are we on broil? No, we're on toast. We have not one, but two mushroom producers in Sonoma. So, it's quite nice. Like, I am without question, like, if I ever move out of Sonoma, I'm going to, like, the quality of food is just going to drop so much. Strawberries, mushrooms, just across the board. Like, chicken. Like, we have Rocky and Rosie chicken here in Sonoma County. Rocky and Rosie chicken are the names that sort of made free range and then later organic chickens a name. You first had Rockies, which were the sort of big commercial push of free range chickens available, and then Rosie's were the first major push of organics. They're both, I believe, I forget if it's Purdue or Foster owns them these days. Hey, Shanavision. Yeah, and these days, if you want to get a chicken that tastes like chicken, you gotta buy a... They sell these, incredibly overpriced, in my opinion. Like, artisan or whatever chickens now. Alright, so here we have our major parts to our dinner tonight, or our soup tonight. I've also got heavy cream and chicken stock going with this. I used to make it with vegetable stock when I did it as a business, but I'm not making vegetable stock when I have chicken stock available. So we're gonna, over on the stove here, we're going to melt some stock. It's about 3 cups of homemade chicken stock. So we need to get our chicken stock melted, and I need to add cream into this party. I might as well add it now. But we want our cream to be warm when we're using it to cook with. We're going to move the bread off of the stove. Bread dough. This is a cream top cream, as I've talked about cream tops before. So there's likely to be a lump of fat in this. I just poured that into the wrong container. Way to go, Jay. At least it's out of the jar. That was supposed to go in here. There we go, cream with the wok hay. Or cast iron hay. Is it still hay if it's cast iron? Hey, Zeeks. Or Eeks. How's our mushrooms looking? Ooh, that one's starting to look pretty good there. I want to say that it's... isn't it a comic? Oh. That wasn't an actual fire. I just thought it was going to be. That actually didn't have as much color, and it wasn't as impressive as I thought it was going to be. Those both need some more. I really should probably get to the bread before I do the soup here, so I think I'm going to just dry this pan out and get this melted. We're going to turn the cream off, because we want the cream warm to add it into the soup at the end, but at the end, so we don't need it right now. Yeah, petta broccoli. Same one as this one makes. It thought it was ready. And the glow of the... There was steam or smoke coming off of it, and the glow from the heating element made me think, oh, there's something serious going on over here with the noise. It sort of scared me for a second. This one here is looking pretty good. Wish I could get it to stand up. Alright, we're going to turn the heat off on those. And then we're going to give them a shock just at the end. But since chat can't see these, I'll show you. So we got some nice little light brown on those. Alright, let's shape our bread. Nope. I'm not punching it down, but it also does, it's still stuck a little bit, even with the oil. So I'm not going to overly work this. I just want to stretch it out a bit. Reflour our counter. Flip it so the soft side's out and the dry side that got the air when it was proofing is on the outside here now. We'll pull it out so it's a little more oval-like and start rolling. Back into the flour. And starting from the center, pinching our fold closed. And going from the other side. And I'm going for a little bit of a grounded look. You can keep points on these or pan and parchment for its final rise. Hi, curled up. And so there we have our loaf of bread. We're going to let this proof again. Rise again, proof again, do its thing again. Get the flour off the counter here first. Stock's almost fully to a boil here, so we're almost ready to get going with making some soup. Or stew, sorry chat. We're making stew. I was trying to look at you up there again. I've already done that multiple times tonight, it's just the first time I'm mentioning it. For anyone that wasn't here for last night's lovely stream, I did change up the layout here a bit. And so now, what used to be is I have a monitor that's now up here, real nice and high, not in the middle of my dining room space anymore. Before, that monitor was down over here, and you're in the camera you're looking at me from, was sitting on the top corner of that monitor over there. And so I'm used to reading chat or looking to chat to see and so I keep looking up here to address chat instead of at you. Alright, let's start making some stew. I guess that's even on the... Okay. Yep, potholder back from when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Bred in captivity. You listening to stream dad joke? I'm honestly astonished that the woven like loop still like is a loop. Gives you a whole new feeling for those bags they put baguettes in, doesn't it? I feel like there's some... Well, that's going a little astray. Well, we won't go there. Sizzling time. Salt. I don't think I've ever made that connection before, Saucy. They do sound rather similar. Excuse my hiccup. Very similar sound. It has that same pop, that same very loud pop that your ear can hear for distance of a bubble popping. Uh-oh. Hopefully it didn't overpoof. How you doing, Rhino? Oh, hey, we should probably get our oven heating for our bread, too. 400-degree oven. But for the Minecraft junkies out there, I do believe that Tango Tech used a sound of sauteing to simulate steam. So it's all in that same... Go ahead and add our garlic in there. Our ancient celery and carrot. Salt. Oh, I got some. Where are you? Your ginger. White pepper. Everyone have a good start to their week. Anyone have anything exciting to start off their week with? Well, one's white and one's black. One tends to smell really bad if you smell it ground. That was absolutely me today, Saucy. I was struggling when it came to start stream today. Like I said, I just reorganized everything over here. Like, everything hurts. We're going to get this all sweated down to the point that it starts getting some color. You know, you reduce basically all the moisture out of it. And then we'll take it out of the pan and we'll switch over to doing mushrooms. I crashed really early for myself lately. Lately, I've been staying up much later than I used to. So I went to bed like basically on time last night, but which is early compared to usual lately. Got up earlier than I used to. Did a bunch of stuff in the morning, and then crashed. And then struggled to get going again for the stream, but I don't know if you're going to handle this tonight. I think we need to get the big boy out tonight. I don't know if this one's big enough. Let's try this one. Half gallon, 1.5 gallon. It's also round. Like, you have 1.5, we have a half gallon. 1.5. Do I have a bowl that I can use for this? I think I can reuse you. Right there with these veggies right now. Again, we're blending all of this, so it's bigger than my head. I'm afraid to look at the clips after tonight's stream. Did I stop the music, or is it just... oh no, it's still playing, I just can't hear it. My earbud's silent again. Alright, pulling the veg off of the pan, and hopefully not spilling all of it, only some of it. good. And mushrooms love oil. So even though there's a light coat already in there, we're adding some oil in there. And we're obviously going to have to do this in batches. That's the oven telling me it's up to 400 degrees. Cheating and purposely deflating this side a little bit to try and keep it even. Where's my water glass? I need some water. Camera. I'm not in the trash. I don't know, this camera has not been acting nicely since I moved its position. It keeps liking to focus on Mr. Wiggles, which is the other camera, that's Mr. Wiggles. It keeps looking at Mr. Wiggles, and it keeps looking at the trash. And then keeps trying to tell China about it, but my firewall's blocking it, I think. I hope. I think it's more like a cat and jealous when I start using overview. Because when I switch to overview, it's really like the only scene where Son of Wiggles is not the dominant. See how that oil just like disappeared? Crazy. Mushrooms. Just soaking the oil up like you eat oil or something. It's almost like you can use oyster mushrooms to consume the oil that's trapped in those hay and hair collection things. Which you can do. Uh-oh. Hi, Muskeg. Coriander. You're part of the 80%? Actually, I don't know what the percent... I think it used to be... What I read in the past was like 15, 17%, but... Chat, it seems like it's at least larger. One more batch of mushrooms to saute here. Actually, this should maybe be 2 more batches, but we're going to make it 1. This might be an adventure. I haven't tried to use this with the current setup. I don't think I have back here. Maybe I have. Yep, chat. This is fine. Oh, I got my water glass. I didn't get any water. Out of cheese. Oh yeah, that's right. Most people are living in a snowstorm right now. I can understand that now. Okay, this is getting a bit too fat here. So I think we're going to wrap this guy up and get him in the oven. Perhaps the most expensive part of this whole bread experiment. That would be absolutely wonderful if I had that cosmic. My truck's covered in tree sap and has other reasons that I'm annoyed that it's outside in the weather. Okay, chat, I know egg is not a part of the recipe for bread on Minecraft. I'm using it anyways. And then there's 2 slices. It looks like they're like vertical slices in the game. I'm not going to do that. Now that's going in the oven, 400 degrees, 20 minutes. Out of broccoli. Make sure our stock is still nice and warm here, because that's getting added in here soon. Adding the rest of the mushrooms and veggies back in with this party. Butter. Flour. Like, in my business, I never would have used a proper roux for making this. Actually, I did, now that I remember about it, but only because I was doing a dough regularly, and I was using the leftover scraps, like roux. Because it was a butter and flour. It wasn't. It was a Blitz puff pastry, so it wasn't puff pastry, but it was like a puff pastry you can do in like an hour, sort of a thing. We're starting to get a light bubble over on the other side with our stock here. So we'll start adding that in here. Vegetable stock if you want to keep it veggie. Heat off on that now. Not worried about, well, that other stock was basically to heat already. It's boiling, the flame's not even underneath that anymore. That's what cast iron does, chat. Now you want to cook a roux through. You want to thoroughly cook a roux so you don't leave that like raw flour flavor in there. There is most certainly still a raw flour flavor in this soup at this point, but I'm going to be blending this and then bringing it back up to a boil. So I didn't think about it, but we're actually sort of doing recipes in progress with the game too, because golden carrots are sort of end game stuff. This is all stuff that you can do, like just finding a town or a cave, right biome just for mushrooms. And I don't think there's cream in the mushroom stew of the game, but yeah. I'm just trying cool it down a bit here. And while that's cooling down, we can do this fun project. If it wants to come out of the freezer. This needs to cool down, then warm up a little bit. It's frozen. Nice one, headed broccoli. What is this? This is a small sheet of pre-made frozen puff pastry that I've been trying to find a use for like a year and a half now. I don't know. I don't think it's been that long, but it's been in the freezer for a minute. And I'm really sad that I haven't found the store that I bought these from isn't keeping them in stock. Like, I think they gave them a shot and decided they didn't want to keep them. It's nice puff pastry. And I like the cute squares that versus the, you know, we're going to give you a proper sheet, but we're going to fold it and make it impossible to unfold. But if I remember right, these were actual butter puff pastry and had decent flavor to them, because even sometimes when you get the butter puff pastries, it's still got a flavor to it. Yeah, it'd be awesome for tarts, for covering soup bowls, like, you know, Bocuse style. Which, by the way, chat, I'm rather annoyed. I remembered it early in January and then completely blanked that the Bocuse d'Or was happening in late January, and I missed all of it. It's done when it's done, Mystic Warrior. We start at 4:30 here, and I live my life very much at this point after working in restaurants, working in all of this, and even before that, and like swimming and stuff like that. My entire life, you know, worrying about a second or two or 2 minutes, chef. I try and avoid all of that in my life now. And, you know, like, don't want to. It's ready when it's ready. Right now we're just cooling this down a little bit. We're actually sort of just chilling right now. We got bread in the oven for another 7.5 or more. I'm playing around with making a garnish. We got the soup on the stove that is basically cooling down so that I can blend it. Just because I don't really want to throw this in my blender, you know, boiling hot. Even though Vitamixes are supposed to handle that. You can cook your soup in a Vitamix. Ah, that was supposed to have a stem. It broke again. So like I said, I wouldn't waste this if it wasn't for the fact that, like I said, it's been in my freezer for like a year. And it was only the single sheet. I'd used everything else up in the pack. So we'll get these on another pan and throw these in the oven too. Get these poofing up a bit. We'll see how these turn out, chat, if they're going to be worth my effort or not. I don't know if they will be, but I am going to try and bake these. And if they turn out nice in the oven, I have red food dye. We could go pretty crazy with this. Let's see what temps our stew down to. 150, 160. That's getting around where I'm safe to blend this in my mind. I don't want to have I don't like things above 170 in plastic because dioxins. I mean, I'm not super strict about it, but I try to avoid it. Well, Mystic Warrior, I've done almost 1,000 streams now. And the vast majority of them, I would say at least 99% of them, are 2 to 3.5 hour, well, 1.5 hour to 3 hour meals that would last anyone several days. So we got everything in the blender now. We'll mute things and send that for a spin. We have Minecraft bread, chat. So, soup going back into the pan here. Now we're looking a little bit more like mushroom soup, huh? The other stuff looked like mushroom soup too, but this looks more like actual mushroom soup to me. And then really light flame. Just enough that you think it'll make it bubble under the cream in the top corner of the stove. Warming up. Yes, there's going to be 2 garnishes actually. I wish I had my old wooden bowls. I got rid of all my old wood bowls. I wish I used to have wood bowls that were like perfect for this. I don't have them anymore because I ditched them all. They were getting too old. I'm trying to think if I maybe have one somewhere else using for something else. I know it's not over here. Huh. But now we want to cook this through with that flour flavor. Get that fully heated through. Yeah, why don't I have... What did I do with those bowls? I know I ditched a bunch of them, but... Maybe over here? Nope. Mushroom soup. You can taste the flour. Touch more salt. We already salted this pretty good in the sauteing. I still need you. I guess I could do that for the photo. Like, that's a really small portion. It'd be a good soup cup. And it sort of fits the wood bowl that they have in the game, so I think we're going to use this for photo. We want our cream warm when we're adding it to our warm soup. Ooh. Maybe too long on those. Ew. That's a bummer, head of broccoli. It's a crowning moment. As for the mushrooms, maybe perfectly crispy? Just on the edge of maybe, like, this is beyond what I want for an enjoyment, but they look pretty damn, that looks pretty damn good. I was thinking of trying to make these the, like, fly agaric ones with the red. I've got some red food gel, but I don't think that's going to work all that great with those. I think I have to go with this just like this. Oopsies. Yeah, it's got the tangerines too. The ones with the broken stems aren't going to work out, but the one that kept the stem, I think we're going to give that one a shot here. And I said I have two garnishes. The other garnish I have, which I have to heat up here, but in the toaster oven, I have a couple of the maitakes that I was giving a little bit of a roast to. So we're going to turn that back on actually now. But I'm going to use a timer so I don't forget them. Actually, no, we're not, because that's annoying on the microphones. Switch off to a whisk here. We'll start whisking our cream in. Where's my music? Oh, I guess it's still playing. I'm not hearing it though. Yeah, I sort of avoid casseroles for that exact reason. They're not very photogenic. And many of them are sort of dump and go, which means there's a big bake time. We'll go for the natural garnish first, and then we'll try the fun one. Because I don't know if the natural garnish is really going to cut it, even though it's probably the better one. Thank you for the follow. Okay, these are going to be delicious, but I'm tossing them in with the soup. Now I got a photo with them. Now we go for the cutesy. Do we go in the center? Go off to the side. The side I can hide things. I think the center looks better. Alright, I'm plastering those photos all over the place. The only way I could have maybe made this a little bit better, some fresh cracked black pepper over the top. I'm gonna do that anyways now. Alright folks, what are we doing on Wednesday? Let's see what we had here as far as a vote. Ooh, last minute rally for bottle iced tea. It was in the lead, but it's definitely the winner now. So Wednesday, dinner and dessert using bottled iced tea. We'll have a new vote up there in the Discord shortly. Got a new food book in the share food picks. We had people sharing lunch and dinner tonight. Bakery with the bread. crawled up with some chili-like mix, mole-like mix. And as I said before, if you'd like to have your say in the ingredient challenge, you can make your own suggestions into this lovely list here in the ingredient suggestions channel. And the ones with the most votes get into the main vote. But I think that is going to call it a night for me tonight. I've already tried the soup. I know it's amazing. It's very similar to how I used to make it before, although I added a roux, so butter can't be a bad thing, can it? So I will hope to see all of you back here 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern on Wednesday for the iced tea challenge, ingredient challenge. We're going to be continuing Minecraft after that. Friday we've got baked fish and dried kelp. And Sunday we've got golden carrot. Carrot? Anyways, I hope you come to join me for all of those. Let's see who's out there on Twitch tonight. Yep, I'm just going to call it there, folks. I hope you all have an amazing evening. Great start to your week. I'll see you on Hump Day. Good night.